What's up, y'all? This is Shawn Stockman from Boyz II Men, and you are checking out Byron Scott's Fast Break.
We're back with another episode of Byron Scott's Fast Break. Kid J, Coach B Scott, and we have another celebrity artist in the building. And this, like, this is gonna be a good one because this man is hella intelligent.
Oh man!
I'm talking about Shawn Stockman from Boyz II Men in the house.
What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate
thank you for
man.
being
Such a pleasure,
here.
brother. Such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, before we get into the super intellectual things that we were just talking about just a second ago, let's take it back to the old school Boyz II Men where it first started, back in Philly. I read somewhere that, like, you guys used to rehearse in the high school bathroom or in the school's bathroom and stuff.
Yeah, the best acoustic. Like, it's a reason why you hear a lot of people say, I sing in the shower. I sound better in the shower.
Yeah.
You do sound better in the shower. There's like this echo and this slap back of sound that comes back that sounds pleasing. So the bathroom, we used to rehearse in subways.
Really?
Wow.
You know, in Philly, we have those underground subways and all that. So a lot of it is really cavernous and long and that whole thing. So when we would do a harmony, it was like,
You just keep going.
So it just sounded good. So yeah,
Wow.
the bathroom's the place to be for singing. I know that's a weird quote, but it's true.
Do you teach that to up and comers?
I mean,
Educate
not
them?
necessarily to teach them to sing in the bath, but sometimes if I come across somebody that wants to learn or just wants some tips, or rather to how to sing, I mean, I don't think that's the first thing I say, but but if it happens to come up, like sometimes singing in the bathroom is nice, especially nowadays where people you know they film themselves on TikTok and all the other stuff. A lot of times you get the best acoustics in the bathroom. You sound better in the bathroom. It's like you're in the studio.
Word.
That's a trip. Now we hear all these stories about how instrumental Michael Bivins was to the group. Now we want to hear from the man. How instrumental was he to the group? Okay.
Extremely. If it wasn't for Mike Biv, we wouldn't have had our deal.
Mm-hmm.
He believed in us when nobody else did, when everybody thought that we were corny and everybody thought that, and nobody really understood what to do with four guys that sing a cappella.
Yeah.
Like, which I find weird because it's like he signed us to Motown and that's the home of the Temptations and the Four Tops.
Yeah.
But yet and still, like it was a new era of it was a new regime, I guess, and a lot of them really couldn't wrap their head around it. But Biv gave us our image. He saw the studious side of us. We all came from the hood, but we were still very much part of being scholastic and learning and school. You know, we were good kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And he saw that and he understood that putting us in Timberlands and starter caps and stuff like that might not have been the right thing for us because it wasn't who we were as people. And Biv had a real knack in understanding how to see an artist and to not necessarily make them something they're not, but to bring out what they are. So when we put on those bow ties and those plaid shorts and the chucks and all the other stuff, that's who we were. We just didn't have the money to spend on that type of clothing or whatever. But once we got into the business and we got a deal and we got an actual budget for wardrobe, like he said, no, you guys are going to wear this. And at first we weren't down with it because we were like, man, we from the hood. We don't want to like be clowned or anything like that. But after a while we understood it. Yeah. And we were like, okay. Yeah. And we got comfortable. We was like, I like this.
Yeah.
So Biv was extremely important in our development when there was a such thing as developing an artist.
Yeah.
Like that's a kind of a lost art now. Like artists just kind of do whatever the hell they want and it shows. So we were part of that last regime of being groomed, being taught how to do interviews, learning how to speak and answer questions or not answer questions or whatever. Like we went through that school and he was very much an advocate of that.
I love that. I've been to 3 or 4 Boyz II Men concerts over the years.
Thank you.
No problem. You know, I help you buy that Snoopy sweater you got on right now.
Yeah, I like Snoopy.
Yeah. I remember going to one concert and saying to myself, I think it was like maybe the second or third concert I've ever been to of your guys, is like, everybody is a lead singer of Boyz II Men. Mm-hmm. Where you saw some of the old school R&B groups, there's 1 or 2 lead singers and then everybody else plays background fiddle. Yes. But you guys, all of you guys, were all lead singers. Mm-hmm. Was that by design? That's the first part of the question. Mm-hmm. And the second part of the question is, was there any egos or any problems because you guys were all equal billing?
To answer your last question, no, there were no egos.
Okay.
Because if you notice Boyz II Men songs, we all have a distinct role that is exclusive to that particular person. So I'm not trying to sound like Wanye, and Wanye's not trying to sound like me, and I'm not trying to sound like Nate, and Nate's not trying to sound like me. Like, we all understood who did what. And that's what made our group as tight as it was, because there was no stepping on somebody's heels. I love that. Like, everybody kind of knew, okay, this is, even down to certain songs that might have been presented to us. Like, say Babyface would present a song, we instantly know, okay, that's Nate. Okay, that's Juan. Okay, that's me.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, cool. There was no egos, none of that. Like, and it's rare, to be very honest, to find that type of dynamic.
Right, exactly.
In any team dynamic.
Yeah. Right, absolutely.
Being part of the legendary Lakers that you were, like, it was all about dynamics. But even watching you guys back in the day, like, y'all were like superheroes to us, because everybody had a role.
Yeah.
Magic, you, Coop.
Yeah.
Even Superman, who was my favorite.
Kirk Rambis.
He gonna love that.
You know why I like Kurt?
He gonna love that.
You know why I like Kurt? Because he was unassuming.
Yeah.
And he's a lot like myself. Like, I don't like a lot of attention brought to me, but I know I get the job done. And he was one of those guys that did that. He was blue collar.
Yeah, he was.
And that was the athletes that I loved or grew up admiring or whatever were the ones that did the dirty work, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
didn't necessarily get all the praise.
Right.
But if it wasn't for that guy, y'all might not have won against the Celtics that night. Or whatever. You know, because he did the intangibles, the things that may not necessarily show up on a stat sheet.
Right.
But he was there. He took those charges. You saw him bleeding the whole
Rambo wasn't no joke now.
No, he was a tough dude.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, I love y'all. I mean, and that says a lot coming from a dude from Philly.
Right. That you love those periods.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm a Sixers fan. Yeah. I'll always be a Sixers fan. I'm like, that's the soil.
Yeah.
And I always used to love those rivalries in between, especially the finals when that windmill.
Oh, here you go. So you talking about when Dr. J was
that last one.
He taking it way back right now.
And unfortunately, that was the only championship we won.
Yeah.
But
y'all had y'all chance during the Kobe days.
No, they didn't.
No, we didn't.
You was in the finals, but you didn't.
No, we weren't.
I know, I was there.
As great as AI was.
I keep it all the way funky. I was happy when we won that first game.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I knew it was a wrap after that. Even Shaq, it's funny because I talked to Shaq around that time because he was still doing music at the time. I did some stuff with him.
What's up, Doc?
And and he was like, man, I'm man, Mutombo.
So you knew Mutombo was in trouble.
Yeah.
And he was.
He was. Yeah, that's a tough assignment.
Yeah.
Nobody could guard
the
Shaq.
most dominant big man in the league.
Nobody could guard Shaq.
Ever. I mean, but you have faith.
Yeah.
You had AI. You had AI.
I mean, listen, he was the spark plug of the whole like movement in Philly.
Yeah.
Like
y'all did good to get to the finals.
And we did good to get to the finals. I mean,
and to win a game against the Lakers.
We were that gang in the East.
Yeah.
At that time. Wasn't nobody messing with us, man. Yeah. We only had the talent. We had the swag too. Yeah. Wasn't nobody fucking with the Sixers at that moment in time.
You're right.
But again, we faced a giant.
And that giant being Shaquille O'Neal.
So
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
part of the Lakers then.
Okay.
And we had won 11 straight
Yeah, I remember that too.
to get to that finals. And Allen Iverson killed us that game one.
Yeah.
And
Stepped
gave
over
us our
Teron Lue and
only,
everything.
Yeah.
and gave
Shout
us
out
our
to Teron. Love you,
only,
brother.
only loss.
Yeah.
Only loss. So big shout out to
Listen,
Philly
shout
and
out to
Iverson.
Chuck. That's my guy.
Chuck, bad dude, man.
And thank you for all of your service in Philadelphia. We had a great time. It was good seeing you in the clubs occasionally when we you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it was a nice time in Philadelphia, and AI brought an energy that will be unmatched.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Look, I'm gonna jump back a little bit because you guys had some of the most iconic songs ever, right? And we talked about this before we got on camera. And we talked about there was a lot of love making being done on Boyz II Men Songs, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I know I did a lot of love making on Boyz II Men Songs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We want to know, Shawn, did you make love on your songs as well? Just curious.
Here's the weird part about that. Because we made the music with the intention for others to do that. Mm. And a lot of people get it misconstrued. A lot of people think that we made the songs for the ladies, which in some cases is true, but we're men. So we spoke on a man's behalf. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the things that we wrote, we thought about, we sang about, those intentions, we understood that this is something that a man should say. This is something that, this is a setup that a man should have if he's really trying to get with a woman that he loves. Mm-hmm. So we wrote with that intention and we sang with that intention. It wasn't for the ladies per se. Mm. It was for the man to acquire the lady.
Got you.
So,
I got you.
But to answer your question, yeah, we've done some test runs on
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
On a few of our songs, but here's the problem.
Did you have to extend the version?
No, but here's the problem. Here's the problem. As an artist and as a songwriter and a singer, you're constantly critiquing yourself. So imagine you in the middle of it and you hear a note that you didn't want to do. Oh. So now you're subconscious, you're thinking while you're.
Well, I never had that problem.
Yeah. See, but see, that's
I never
he
had
wasn't
that
thinking.
Problem.
But that's why
every note sounded like a stroke.
But see, every note. But see, that's why
I was good.
That's why we had to test them. See, it had to go through the test first.
Man, I got you.
Because a lot of the stuff that we would do it to, it would be demos. So we would play it for the late, see if it had the vibe. And again, a lot of times we would. I'm in it, and it's like, damn, I should have did that different.
Yeah.
So now I'm not thinking. It's crazy.
So you're not thinking about what you're doing at that time. You're thinking about the note that you.
Sometimes.
Wow.
So I stopped doing that. I stopped.
Okay.
Using our
music.
You stopped testing.
Yeah, I stopped testing.
Yeah. I feel you.
And it was so to answer your question, it started off that way, and then it became work. It's because when you think about it, it's work, right? I'm in the working environment. But unfortunately, I can't just get up and go to the studio.
Yeah.
But you are thinking about it in the back of your head. So I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore.
You're right, Shawn. I felt like I was doing work.
Yeah. It's like I
felt like I was doing work.
I'll play Silk and Jodeci instead.
Yeah, there you go. I can't believe you said note and stroke in the same sentence, bro.
You only gonna get that here.
You know how my mind thinks sometimes. Sometimes I'm thinking about note. I'm thinking about stroke.
Right.
I think it's about the same. You know
what I mean? Like, but again, that's what we did. We did the songs for the fellas. Yeah, we made the music for the fellas.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I thank you as well.
Yeah, no problem.
Because we all got kids around the same age.
That's right.
Y'all do.
That's
we
right.
were talking about B over there.
That's right.
Got kids about the same.
We were noting and stroking at the same time.
Mateo, you might want to jump in here too. You got kids.
You know what I mean? Listen.
It's all good.
Our pleasure.
Okay.
Go to PrizePick.com and use code BScott to receive a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups. That's all you got to do, Jay.
Yeah, it's super simple, by the way, too, because I was able to pick up my phone, get signed up, and make my picks in less than 4 minutes.
So again, guys, go to prizepick.com and use the code BSCOTT. That's BSCOTT, just in case you wondering how to spell it. And you will receive a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups. That's all you have to do.
All right, I don't know how we gonna transition, but we got let's take it to the dance floor.
Okay,
Motown Philly.
Yeah,
that's what got y'all started, though.
Yeah.
You know, Dallas Austin.
Yep.
I think Michael Bivins, he started the song off. You know, to get you guys going. Like, who came up with that song, and why'd you guys pick that song to get you guys going?
Biv came up with that.
Did
he came up with the concept.
Because it sounds like them. BBD.
Yeah. No, he came up with the idea of merging the two great cities together, which was us.
Yeah.
We were from Philadelphia. We were signed to Motown. Everybody knows that Motown is known for their iconic label, for their iconic music, Berry Gordy, the Jacksons, Stevie Wonder, Smoke, all of that. And Philadelphia has the same legacy with Gamble and Huff and Philly International, the OJs, Harold Melvin, the Blue Notes, Patty, and all that. So these are two powerhouse music cities together through us. Biv felt like that was only proper that we create a song called Motown Philly. And then he left. He said, I want you guys to make a song called Motown Philly. And then he went off with Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah.
So me and Nate were left with the responsibility of creating what that meant. So Dallas had the track. Me and Nate wrote the song. And Biv came in with his rap, and that was it.
Man. Talk about a way to start off the career of the group.
Yeah. It was kismet, man. Like when I think about the journey that we had and how eerily things just fell into place. Like we didn't necessarily have a lot of those struggles that you hear a lot of groups have. We were together for 10 years and then we finally had our break. We were together for 6 months.
Wow, are you serious?
Yeah. We were together for 6 months.
But y'all knew each other prior to that?
Yeah, we knew each other because we were all in the same music classes together because we went to performing arts in Philly.
Yeah.
So we knew each other, and Nate had a group previous, but those guys in his previous group graduated. They left.
Okay.
It's called Unique something, right?
Well, our group, like his was a different name, but our group was called Unique Attraction. I know
Unique Attraction, yeah.
That was in back then, okay? Yeah. Boyz II Men came later, but we knew each other, but we weren't friends. We just kind of knew each other around.
Right.
Okay.
And we just happened to, again, just link up. And that's a longer story, but we linked up, we got together, we loved how each other sounded. We snuck backstage in a radio show in Philadelphia. We ran into Biv at the time while he was walking out. We were going backstage. We sang for him.
Y'all sang one of their songs.
Can You Stand the Rain? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
New edition.
Yeah. And that was it.
So how did you come up with the name Cooley High? Was it
Cooley High Harmony?
Cooley High Harmony?
That was another. That was another
name?
Biv. We reminded him of the scene in the movie
Of Cooley High.
Yeah, where they were sitting around for the brothers who ain't here. You know, that whole thing and
pouring a little
right, and they were singing. They were singing.
That's right.
You know,
That's
their
right,
little thing, and he was like, we gave him those types of vibes as far as like you guys feel like that moment because we would do that. We would go around somewhere and we would hum, and he was like Cooley High Harmony, like that's the vibe. It because Cooley High was such a iconic black film.
Yeah.
A lot of people would understand where that came from.
Yeah.
And even the friendship dynamic of Cochise and, you know, Preach and all those guys in the movie, we had that same type of camaraderie. We were friends. We were brothers. And Cooley High Harmony encompassed, I guess you could say, that bond of us being able to harmonize and sing the way that we did and being four guys like the four guys in the movie. It just all connected and it all made sense in some weird artistic way.
Yeah, that's tight.
It sounds like Michael Bivins had all these ideas, but he left it to you guys to figure it all out.
Yeah, we were a team.
Yeah.
Like he provided the canvas and we painted.
Yeah.
That was pretty much how that went.
Speaking of Michael Bivins, you know, he was in New Edition. They broke off, became BBD.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about going solo? I mean, I know you got a great relationship with, you know, Boyz II Men.
This is what I don't get when guys leave groups and go solo. Because I do solo projects.
Yeah.
I do solo projects. I do solo shows and all the other stuff. Don't mean I got to leave the group.
Right.
You get 2 checks.
Yeah.
Like, what is that whole ego thing of, oh, I'm leaving y'all. Why? Like, I never got that. I never understood why. I mean, well, I get it because it's a little deeper than just I want to do solo stuff. Again, I mentioned group dynamics. A lot of times you just don't get along with the dudes you in the group with.
Yeah.
So going solo is a means of getting away from that. And a lot of artists do that. And that I get, that I understand. But in our case, I just like doing solo stuff from time to time. Okay. And that's really all it is. It has no intention of leaving or breaking the group up or anything like that. It's my group.
Yeah.
Why would I break up the group? That's something that's mine. So it's like, whenever you see me doing some solo stuff and all, it has nothing to do with any malice or anything negative going on in my microcosm. We're good. I just wanted to play the guitar and sing some songs.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back
doing
singing
your thing
again. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, so I do solo projects from time to time, yeah.
Out of all the songs you guys have done, and you guys have done so many of them, is there a song, Shawn, that you guys did that you said, man, this song sucks?
Yeah.
And what song was that?
Well, it wasn't that, I guess it sucked. It's just that we just didn't want to do it.
Okay.
Because it was like, it was for a soundtrack. And Motown at the time wanted us to sing it on our day off.
Mm.
We were in Utah, I think. and I think it was, coincidentally, it was the All-Star game.
Okay.
The All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
February.
Yeah, and we wanted to hang out. I mean, we're in the damn studio in Utah.
Yeah.
You know
We've had those talks before.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah. So we were like, all right, man. So you may not hear it, but when you hear the song, it's in the still of the night.
Okay.
And we sang a half-ass, man.
Your heart wasn't in it.
We wanted to get the hell up out of there. And what's funny is the reason why Nate sang it is because he lost in a coin flip.
Y'all had.
Yep. We all flipped a coin
To see who was going to sing this.
Who's going to sing the lead?
Yeah.
Nate won. And we was like, all right, Nate, we out.
Yeah. Do you guys still include that song when you guys are out? Do you sing it?
We did a few years ago.
Is you still flipping the coins?
No. I mean, let's put it this way. We did it in Vegas because we had a residency in Vegas at the Mirage. Mm-hmm. That's no longer here.
Yeah.
But we did that because it made sense in that particular thing. But no, we're not. We didn't.
That's off.
We don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We just felt it was kind of. And I mean, we did it for the soundtrack. And what's funny is it went platinum, double platinum.
Wow.
The song sucks, but it went platinum.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like
it sucks. It was platinum.
Yeah, it was like one of those things. We just kind of like just did it on a because we had to, and it did well.
Now I'm gonna take you back to 1992.
Okay.
Earlier in the days, Grammys. Mm-hmm. A lot of people feel y'all got robbed that year. And what you guys were a best R&B performance by group at the Grammys. Did y'all expect to win as well?
To be honest,
because y'all had two hits prior to that year.
Yeah. We were just happy to be in the Grammys. And we did win a Grammy that year.
Okay.
So it was fine.
Y'all wasn't pissed.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to piss us off. Like,
honestly,
like,
to be real.
Yeah. Honestly, we laugh at like shit that happened that people normally shouldn't laugh at. Prime example, and this is what I was going to get to, where we really got robbed was when we were nominated for One Sweet Day with Mariah. Right?
Yeah.
At that time, it was the longest running #1 single in Billboard history. 16 weeks, right? We were nominated, I think, for 8 Grammys.
Wow.
Goose egg.
No. Y'all didn't win it.
Not one?
Not one.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Not one.
Yeah.
And that was around the time where the Celine Dion Titanic song was out. And she just killed everybody. But not one.
Not one?
We were confused, but at the end of it, no, I remember it because it was funny because, and Mariah probably don't think this funny, but I mean, Mariah, it's funny now. It's like, but when every commercial break would happen, Mariah would get up and change. So she would go from one gown to another gown to another gown to another. So, she thinking she's going to go up on stage and accept her award and all this other stuff. And the last one showed up and she didn't win. She was pissed off. You know what we did? Laughed. Just laughed.
How's she feel about that? We just
kind of, I haven't spoken to her. Honestly, I don't really know because we haven't really talked about that. I haven't spoken to Mariah about that. But the four of us, we was like, we just laughed it off. It's kind of like, because at the end of the day, it's like, all right, well, what are we going to do?
Right.
We know that was something, there was a chink in the matrix there.
Yeah.
Why, we don't know. But we weren't going to worry ourselves about it.
Yeah.
We went back out on the road and toured.
Yeah, well, guess what? There's still some chinks in the matrix there.
There's...
Yeah.
We're in the third movie of the Matrix right now. Well, yeah.
So, Shawn, let me ask you this. Your top 5 Boyz II Men songs and why? Pick your top 5. I know that's hard as hell.
We do a top 5 here.
Yeah,
so.
that's hard as hell.
That's a loaded question. Because it doesn't... Because how I feel about a song doesn't necessarily mean that it was like super successful.
No, that's why it's your top 5.
That's why it's your top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
You don't have to put them in order either.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Just top 5.
Just off rip, Bend the Knees one because
great song.
I remember hearing that for the first time in Minneapolis with Jimmy and Terry. And first off, me meeting them for the first time and seeing them was a dream come true because Jimmy and Terry were my heroes.
Yeah, they're icons.
Yeah, they're icons.
No doubt.
I didn't realize how influential they were until I started to realize how many songs of theirs they did that I absolutely loved. So just being in the same room with them was just good enough.
Mm-hmm.
But when they played Bend the Knee and they did that turnaround, thought it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard in my life.
Love
so Bend the Knees one. I'm going to be a little self-serving here.
As you should.
Yeah, it's your top.
Yeah.
So you can be.
Okay. I'm going to be a little bit, Doing Just Fine.
Doing Just Fine. Okay.
Is a song that I wrote, ironically, about my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, who told me a story about how she had this previous relationship and it tore her apart. Like it was like it really hurt her bad. But she said now, being here with me, she felt like I'm good.
There you go.
She's doing just fine.
She's doing just fine.
I love that.
And I felt that so heavy that I was like, man, I'm gonna write that. So
I'm gonna pause you for 1 second before we get to
Number
these other 3.
Yeah.
Shout out your queen.
Yeah.
Shout out to my baby Sharon. It was good, mama.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And because a lot of people think the story is about me, and I guess you could say that. I guess you could say because writing songs is like kind of like method acting to some degree. You got to pull from some of your own experiences, and needless to say, I've had my share of heartbreaks too. So put all that in the pot, and Doing Just Fine was written.
There you go. I love that one.
Yeah. So number 3, Water Runs Dry.
Great song.
Because Water Runs Dry was, in my mind, a departure from what we were known to do. It was more subdued. It had like the drums with the brushes, like it had like almost like a Beatles folky pop feel.
Mm-hmm.
It had acoustic guitar. It had strings. Everything about that song was organic because every instrumentation in that song was done by instruments. The strings, the guitar, the piano, the drums, all of it was probably one of our more organic records that we've ever done. And it's smooth as butter. And I love singing it. And I remember playing that song over and over and over again because it was so different for us from what people known us for. Because everybody was known for the power ballads. Doom, 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 doom. Like, that, and that was cool. But this was kind of like chill, lay back, drive your car. That type of thing. So what's that, 3?
That's three.
Yep.
2 more.
Motown Philly.
Hey.
Because
taking it to the dance floor. Let's go.
Because that was legitimately the first hit record I've ever had. Like that. That's it. Like that.
Yeah,
that
kicked
was
off too. Boy.
Yeah, that was the song that I can proudly say that I co-wrote, and it is our theme song.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's a feather in my cap, in the sense of saying, damn, and just organically without thinking. And I've noticed that a lot of the things that me and the guys do, we do our best work when we don't think. Like when we don't put too much time in it. Yeah. When it just kind of flows. That's how One Sweet Day was written. That's how Motown Philly was written. That's how End of the Road was recorded. That's how like a lot of those things we didn't have much time to think. You just did. We just did. And again, going back to what you guys do, a lot of times you guys, you run plays and y'all practice stuff and things of that nature, but when you're on the court,
you just play.
You just play.
Yeah.
Because it's a different environment.
Right.
Now you're not playing against each other. Y'all playing against somebody else. Y'all playing against a totally different rival with a different type of mindset and skill set in the whole 9 yards. So now you have to adjust. So it's interesting how both our jobs correlate to some degree, because at the end of the day, we're both entertainers.
Right.
So when you go to rehearsal, in our case, practice in your case, and you work out the kinks, you argue, you fight, you get it done, and then when it comes for showtime, you lock in.
Yeah. Turn it on.
You
Focus,
lock in.
Baby.
Like there's a focus
Yep.
that is required in order for you to be your best version of yourself. Again, this is one of the reasons why artists want to be athletes and athletes want to be artists.
Yeah, you see a lot of athletes now rapping and all kind of stuff.
Because it requires the same discipline. I mean, you're using different body parts. Like, I can never say I was ever in my life in complete basketball shape. I mean, I played in around the way and that type of thing. But to literally go on the court, and which brings me to my Kobe story.
Yeah. We'll get to there in a second.
But to actually go on the court with the likes of you guys, we get fucking cream. Like there's no comparison.
Absolutely.
Just like
absolutely.
And again, it's not being pretentious, but it's just like me saying, all right, Byron, here's a mic.
Word.
I need you to go out there and perform in front of these 15,000 people.
Yeah.
I'll be like, you crazy as hell, Shawn. You gotta give me a damn ball.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't got no problem shooting with people around, but that's a different animal you're talking about.
It goes both ways. So it's like it's one of those things where it's like it's that discipline. But one more song.
One more song. And you got a lot to choose from.
I do.
Sure do.
Because there's some hits.
I'm trying to keep it.
No matter which one he come up with, he still left out a whole lot of hits.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's between two.
Okay, you want to tell us both those twos? Because it could be 5A, 5B.
Okay.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. End of the Road, Now Make Love to You.
Boom.
Okay.
I knew that I'd Make Love to You had to be in there. I knew that had to be in there.
Boyz II Men history. Yep.
End of the road, because that was the first time we met and worked with Babyface. That was the first time. So doing that in Philadelphia, in the studio where we recorded our first album, where we did all the It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday in Motown, Philly, the same room. We did End of the Road. We had 4 hours to do it because we were on tour with MC Hammer at the time. It was on our day off. We recorded it and left.
And that was it.
That was it.
And look at how that turned out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We had 4 hours to do it. So we did it, knocked it out, loved it, and then forgot about it.
Wow.
And then
I love that.
Next thing you know, it was 13 weeks of #1.
Yeah.
And it broke Elvis Presley's record for 35 years.
That's
End of the Road was
crazy.
cold-blooded.
You mentioned Babyface just a second ago, another icon. I actually went to one of his shows, and he actually does a short version.
Yes.
Like all the songs that he wrote or helped produce of all these amazing artists, R&B artists over the years. He does a short little segment, and he does End the Road.
Yes. Oh, I've seen the show.
Oh, you've seen it as well, yeah.
We've gone on stage and sang with it sometime.
Okay.
You know, so Face is the homie.
Yeah.
And we've gone to the show, and it's that segment's amazing because I normally would go with Wanye, and we'd sit there and go, damn.
Wow. You gonna sit there and go, wow.
Like he could probably be here for another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still too short.
100%.
But what the crazy part is he extended it. And it's still too short.
Wow.
Wow.
I think it's like 20 minutes of hits.
Yeah.
All hits.
I mean, it's just back to back
all
to back
hits.
to back to
you
back.
You know them
hits.
all.
Every single one.
You know every single one. And when he finishes, you go, damn, he ain't sing such and such. He ain't do that. He ain't do that. He ain't do that. He ain't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I always tip my hat to him every time I see him. You know,
I saw that show one time as well. It was like a private show that he did, and I can't remember. This was years ago, and you're right, because every song that he did, we were like, oh.
If there's a such thing as too many, he has too many.
Yeah,
just too many hits.
It's too many. It's too many.
The craziest part about it, I took my kids. They were young when I took my kids. And, you know, they don't know those songs.
Right.
But I was sitting there just like singing every single one. And a part of me was saying, God, I didn't even know he did this. Or he was part of this song.
Yeah.
Or he produced this or wrote it.
Yeah. When you think of the songs that you jam to, and then you find out, oh, he wrote that?
Yeah.
Like, that, no, it was a couple that he caught me off guard with. I was like, I didn't know you did that.
Bad man.
Talk about one of you guys' biggest hits. You just mentioned it, End of the Road. Why do you think that song resonated so much with the fans?
Songs, just like most things in life, is about time and chance. The planet has to be, I guess you could say, prepared to receive certain things in order for them to resonate. We were just in the right place at the right time. And it's not no downgrade on how great the song was, because it was a great song. But I think about it, and me and the guys talk about it all the time. If this song was released in 2024, I don't know if it would have did the same thing.
You don't think so?
No. Because the world's different.
Well, that's for damn sure.
Yeah. The world's different.
That's for damn sure.
And people's sensibilities are different. Back then, in the 90s, we had a very interesting period in music and in culture, because we were the kids at that point. But even though we were into the futuristic, we still pulled from the past. That's why I believe, were the best generation of music ever. Because we understood future, present, and past. We drew from the Temptations. We drew from the 50s and 60s and stuff like that, and that was still considered cool. We pulled from the 70s and 80s, and that was cool. And then we created new things with that influence, which made the future. People called it New Jack Swing. People call it, all New Jack Swing is, which shout out to Teddy Riley. Is a mixture of R&B, gospel, and hip hop. That's it. In order for you to create that, you had to have an understanding of the past. So we pulled from those things and we created a whole new sound.
Yeah.
Which generated a whole new wave of music. We were the only generation that did that. The reason why I say it wouldn't work now is because, from my viewpoint, music is probably the most segregated it's ever been within our culture, Black culture.
Mm-hmm.
Kids look at the older songs and go, oh, that's that old shit.
Yeah,
we don't get into that old shit.
Yeah. You're right.
We never said that.
Right.
We liked the old shit.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
We did.
We didn't have to be in
Still
that.
do.
Yeah, we didn't have to be in that era to understand that, yo, the Temps is spitting right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
I was thinking the same thing earlier.
JJ read it?
Yeah, we'll tell you later.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
But yeah, like we pulled from those.
Yeah.
We listened to the shooby doo boop da da bop bop. Like that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
We dug that. These kids don't think anything 5 years old or older is cool.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part about it.
Yeah.
So the last show I saw of your guys' was in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
It was at a festival,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a rock festival.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 2019, right before the pandemic. And I think you guys were on a Saturday afternoon, and I saw Boyz II Men there. And I was like, Boyz II Men at a rock festival?
Yep.
I was like, I gotta see this.
Yeah.
So I went out there, and it's nothing but all white people, Caucasians. When End of the Road came out, every single person there was feeling it. It was in their soul. They were singing it. I mean, your guys' music transcends.
Yeah. We fuck with the rock culture. Like, and they fuck with us.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it twisted. It's like we've hung out with Dave Grohl and the likes of Metallica and all of those guys. Like, it's a respect
so
thing.
Cool,
yeah,
bro. That's so cool.
It's a respect thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even. Music is music, and good music is good music, no matter how you slice it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not the artists that don't get that. We see each other around all the time. We do the same award shows. We just do the same festivals and all the other stuff. So we know each other and we respect each other. And they may not come out and say, for image purposes that they're Boyz II Men fans, but we know they listen.
Right. Right.
And that's cool, man. So we don't when people see that or when you see that and stuff like that, a lot of people go, yo, that's a bug out. Whereas I'm like, yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what we do. We got a few rock festivals this year that we're doing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And the crowd is so receptive.
Yes. Big time.
And-
I'm blown away. I'm blown away.
And they know all the songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it's just a testament of us understanding what good music does. Like it breaks all of those barriers and walls. So that's why I say in our culture, and I'm singling out Black culture because we're the only ones that do this. We're the only ones that don't revere our old heads, our OGs.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you got young kids, old kids, and everybody in between still going to see the damn Rolling Stones. And they at least 130 years old apiece.
You're right. You're right.
They'll go see the Grateful Dead.
You're right.
They'll go see the Eagles. They'll go see Sting.
Yeah.
They'll go see Elton John.
Yeah.
And all those other guys. Because they have a respect for history. Whereas ours just kind of throw it away. That's the gift and the curse, unfortunately, of being the most talented people on the planet.
Yeah.
Where you can create a genre like jazz and then just throw it away. Where you can create rock and roll and just throw it away. Where you create country.
Just
yes.
throw it away. That's
Black
right.
folks invented country.
Y'all heard it.
And you can just throw it away. That's the gift and the curse of being the most talented human beings on the planet Earth.
Wow. Shawn, I got kind of a kind of two questions, because I wanted to ask you about, R&B has kind of been lost, and why is that? But I think you kind of answered it earlier.
Yeah, but there's a deeper answer to it. And quite frankly, when you look around and you see how music in general is consumed, there's a convolution to it. Like there's first off, the people that run the business, with all due respect, they're not music people. None of them. None of them. Like the guy that runs Spotify, who, by the way, just made $6.8 billion on the music business.
He's just a techie guy.
He's a tech guy who and I'm paraphrasing the quote, says that music should be free.
You mean after he made the 6-point-something billion?
I don't know. You got to ask him.
Or before he made the 6-point-something billion?
I guess you got to ask him. But my point is that the industry is gone bad because there are people that don't understand music. I'm going to use an example. Shout out to Disney. I love you guys. Okay? We love doing Eat It to Beat every year. You take care of us. We love you. I'm just saying this out of respect. I'm a comic book geek.
Okay.
I love reading comic books.
Okay.
And I'm a huge Marvel fan.
Okay.
And when I heard for the first time that Disney bought Marvel, I went, oh no. Because I know that they don't understand it.
So you're saying in your mind they're going to fuck it up, basically.
And they did.
Yeah.
And they did. Soon as Disney bought Marvel.
You knew it. Yeah.
The movies were shit.
The brand went down.
The brand went down because you're buying into a brand that really didn't understand the history of that culture. Like comic book culture. If you go to Comic-Con and all this other stuff, it's not kids there.
No.
It's people my age.
Yeah.
Grown adults.
And older.
Yeah.
You understand?
Grown adults.
So when I see what they did to Thor, which is one of my favorite Marvel characters, and they made him a parody, I was pissed off.
Yeah.
I mean, but the cool thing about comic books is that everyone comes back. So Robert Downey Jr. will be in the Iron Man suit in about 5 years.
Yeah.
That is if Disney likes money. But the point is, but
they do.
But the point is, it's the same thing with music. It's in the hands of people that don't understand. Never wrote a song. Never been in the studio. Never played a note on a keyboard. Never performed in front of anybody. They don't get it. But they know that it's a means of making money. It's like oil. And a lot of these artists, I look at us as oil. We're just black ass oil that they basically just pull from the ground and they put in their car so they can go. That's the music industry, and that's unfortunate.
Will we ever see a group like New Edition, Boyz II Men, BBD, like
in this current status? No. Again, it's like the song that I mentioned. The world is just not built for it right now. It's just not. Like no matter how nostalgic I want to become, I'm a realist, and the climate of the music industry and in just the world in general, it's a very coarse time.
What will work? What will work today?
Let's say, it's just with anything. Music always has to connect with people.
Yeah.
Music is one of the only few things that can define a generation. When you think 60s, what do you think of? You think it's a certain type of music. When you think 70s, you think of disco. When you think of 80s, you understand what I'm saying? It denotes a certain moment in time. Let me ask you, what music you think would denote a certain time period? I hate to say this, the only person that is connected on a soulful level, not just having hits and all this other stuff, but on a soulful level is Kendrick. Because he represents what people always want to feel at this point. We just want to feel. And for the past 10, 15 years, we haven't been feeling anything. Like, we've all just been numb. We've just been dancing to the same fucking beat.
Yeah.
With the same cadence and the same rap style, the same song style, and the same singing style and things of that nature. I might come off a little rough sometimes, but that's just because I love music. I dedicated my life to music. I'm a musician.
Right.
And I never looked at music like a hustle. It's almost like, again, I go back to basketball. Like, and I go to the players and I see some of the players, and some of the players might say some stuff. Now, again, I've never played professionally in my life, but I understand the passion behind it. Because like Byron and when Kobe was and MJ and all, these are my friends.
Yeah.
These are people that I'm around. So you best believe we're not just talking and kicking it. I'm feeling your energy.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a competitor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
very much so.
Because I'm a competitor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like kindred spirits. So it's like, I like being around guys like y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
Because y'all have that, without saying it,
Yeah.
like y'all have a certain type of persona that exudes excellence. That's why y'all are who you are.
And like you said, you ain't even got to say nothing.
You ain't even got to say nothing.
Yeah.
Last time Shawn and I saw each other was at a Joe Coy.
Oh, yeah.
Comedy show?
Yeah.
Joe Coy backstage. We went back there and we, and
That's a funny dude, by the way.
Joe Coy is
Shout out to Joe.
hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joe, I told your ass to need you on the show. I got to get Joe out here
Joe,
too.
yeah.
Joe, he's gonna come out here. But we're going to the Philippines in March together.
Oh, super dope.
So me and Joe go. He said, we're going to the Philippines. I'm coaching the Filipino national junior team. Right.
Oh, super dope.
And I'm going 3 or 4 days before we even start practice.
Oh, you gonna have a
I'm
good
gonna spend
time.
my birthday there, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Joe was on the same flight. And his words exactly, oh, B's on that flight? Oh, we getting fucked up on that flight. The whole 14 hours. I'm like, Joe, no. I sleep 10 hours on planes. Right. I said, so 3 or 4 of these hours, me and you can get a couple of drinks. But other than that, we're gonna just fly until we get to Manila.
Joe is an energy ball.
Man.
Yeah.
Energy, big time.
Before Byron asks you this next question, because he's going to talk about Kobe here in a second, I'm going to answer your question that you asked. You know, for me personally, I get right back into my car right now. I'm a 90s R&B person. That's just the way it is.
I get it.
I drive, listen to 90s R&B always.
Yeah.
Today's music, there's still, even Kendrick is still sampling music from back in the day. So today's artists are basically yesterday's artists in my eyes.
That's always been the case. Like, there's a reason why you like Beyonce, because she reminds you of somebody. Whether it's Tina Turner, whether it's Etta James, whatever.
Yeah.
You like Usher because he reminds you of somebody.
Michael Jackson.
You
James
like
Brown,
Chris
somebody.
Brown.
Somebody.
You like Chris Brown.
Right.
Yep.
Because he reminds you of somebody. That's what it's supposed to be that way. You liked Kobe because he reminded you of somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Julius Erving.
The doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, part of the reasons why we liked MJ, because he reminded me of Julius.
The doctor, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we all pull.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
The things written before time is written for our learning. That's a scripture, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, we're supposed to pull from the OGs and then just take what they did and move it up.
Yeah, try to make it better.
The problem with music is that these kids refuse the connection. It's not that it's not there. It's just that they just refuse it. They don't want to learn it for some reason because they feel like they don't. And again, I've been a kid once. I was 19 once. So I understand that angst. I understand that mentality. But when the OGs spoke, I shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And listened.
So
wait.
When do you think that changed, though? Where along the lines here did that change?
Again, we are influenced by who runs the culture. The culture is not run by people who understand history. So when you have that, when you set that tone, and when you have that type of energy that's running the whole system, It's just like anything else. You fall in line. And you just do whatever you need to do that you think you need to do to survive. But that's why you have great artists that you may never hear about, that may never get the looks of some of these poppy or songs or artists or whatever who falls into that matrix. You got to dig a little deeper now. I'm not saying there's not good music out there, because there is. There's a lot of good music that I do listen to. But there are artists you never heard of, or that you don't really check for because they're not in the forefront. And that's why guys like Kendrick is so great, because he's been able to balance both.
Yeah.
He's been able to still keep his soul and still create great music. There's very few artists that can do it at that level.
Yeah. Kendrick's a bad boy.
Yeah.
No doubt
And he's
about
true
it.
to the streets
Yeah,
still.
yes, he is.
Right. Yeah, let me say something about, because I talk to my kids about this all the time, and I kind of laugh because they agree, and they go, "You're right," and I'll talk to, like, say my daughter's little girlfriends and stuff like that, and I say, I really feel bad for y'all. I'm driving them.
That's a way to start the conversation.
Right.
Really feel bad for y'all.
Yeah, I feel bad for y'all, man. I feel bad that when y'all do your high school reunion in 10 years, what the hell y'all gonna play?
That's a hell of a good question, though, to be honest with you. That is a good question. What are they gonna play?
What are you gonna play? What are you going to play? Like, what are you playing? Your Serato has to be loaded with songs that they may or may not remember.
Yeah.
Because again, the
short
industry,
attention span.
because the industry designed it that way.
Yeah.
Understand the reason why that guy made $6.8 billion is because he has a formula. Let me grab onto a wave, use it up. Next.
Throw
All
it
right,
away.
cool. Got it. Next. Because he ain't sharing that ad revenue with the artist.
Yeah.
He ain't sharing those deals that he cut with the labels with the artists.
Wow.
When they supposed to. Who came up with the fucking math of paying an artist 0.0001?
Yeah.
6?
Wow.
So is the issue the labels?
Yes. Because they fell into it.
Yeah.
Because they're caking off of it too. I drive by those label buildings all the time. Their lights are still on.
Yeah.
So somebody's making the money.
Yes,
Meanwhile, artists are complaining. And the artist will get 2 billion streams and only make $50,000. That's weird.
That
Don't nobody
sense.
see.
Yeah, don't make sense.
But again, it's sentiment. Like, this is why a song like I'll Make Love to You now probably wouldn't work. I say probably wouldn't work in 2024 because everybody just want to fuck.
Yeah.
Nobody don't want to make love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a good point.
Ain't nobody really trying to court and get to know a woman.
Walk up to him and say hi.
And not DM them, but talk to them. And women don't want to hear nothing from no dudes because women is just as hard as dudes these days.
Yes, sir.
So to sit and think that, and again, this is no disrespect, but at the same time, when I look back at the women of the 90s, all right, let's take a look back, guys.
Okay.
Let's take a trip down memory lane. Let's look back at all of the women that we loved, and all of us. Okay, Halle Berry.
Oh, beautiful.
Regina King.
Yes.
Nia Long, thank you.
Nia Long, yes, sir.
Nia Long. Jasmine Guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, just go back, right? And look at how they looked. Just even how Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at how beautiful naturally these girls were.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have like shit popping out of their shirts. We never seen
done.
We never seen too much of their body parts. Again, I'm starting to sound old, but there's a reason for that because there's a certain quality that they exuded that made them sexy without necessarily having to show much of anything. It was who they were.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of the fact that they were just naturally pretty.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, fast forward. 2025. You see the difference?
Yes.
Yeah, big difference.
It's a hell of a difference.
It's a hell of a difference. And that's my point. This is not to diss anybody. This is, I honestly, I say this out of love. I honestly do. I say this out of love because both men and women have lost their way.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why there's such a scabby attitude with relationships and men with women and women with men and stuff like that is because look at us. Look at what we doing. Look how we talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what we're saying to each other as a means of getting to know somebody. It's weird. But some things, ladies and gentlemen, will never change. I don't care what era you're in. Women like to be women and men like to be men.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular case, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
But in the let me be specific, the heterosexual law,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, women like to be women and men like to be men. The roles have switched.
Yeah, yeah.
So now it's like everybody's just trying to figure it out at this point. That's why men prefer being by themselves and vice versa. It's a very weird time, which is why songs, like I said, like I'll Make Love to You, I don't think will fly today because it's just not the energy. Ain't nobody on that.
I think the younger generation ain't on that. You know what I'm saying, Shawn?
Yes.
I think the older generation, 50 on up, they still digging that. You know what I mean? But
Byron,
40s.
I used to listen to the Flamingos when I was 16 years old. I only have
I know what you're talking about.
You.
But a different generation.
I didn't grow up in the 50s.
Right.
I didn't.
But you said it earlier. These kids, they don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys did, where you pull stuff from the people before you. You know what I'm saying? And you gave them the respect and was like, oh, okay, like that back, because you used to listen to that. It's the same in basketball. You try to tell some of these young guys, oh, this is what we used to. I don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear what I did back in the day, and I got 3 championships. They don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
How do you not listen to a 3-time
That's what I'm saying.
champion?
But that's what I'm saying.
Like,
so I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. When you're talking about this generation, you're right, because they don't want to hear that shit.
is that not strange?
Yes.
It's crazy to me.
Yes.
Because that's what I used to look back at the day at Jerry West and all those guys, and then I come to LA, I get to play with Magic Johnson, Kareem.
Let's go.
Coop and all. I was like, man, whatever y'all got to teach me, let me know.
Go.
You know what I'm saying? I've coached guys.
Facts.
I've coached guys now that would come in the league, and I was like, look, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Why we got to do that? I said, first of all, number one, you can't even ask me that question. You're a rookie. You can't ask me that question. I said, all this shit we doing, I won 3 championships doing this shit. I said, so until you win a championship, then you can ask me.
And I hate the comparison, Byron.
Yeah, but you have to.
No, but I hate the comparison of, well, yeah, MJ was the greatest because of the caliber of players he played.
Man,
you know,
I'm like, y'all better get the hell out of here.
It would have been different if he would have played a Durant or something like that.
Let me tell you something.
Whatever. And shout out to KD, because I know KD.
Oh, I love KD.
Got love for MJ.
Oh, no
and
doubt.
he respects history.
No doubt.
Like,
No
he's
doubt.
one of the few that do.
No doubt.
But it's like, even down to the physique, Byron, like, dude, you more physically cut now than most of these little flimsy dudes that's playing. They don't work out. They don't even go to the gym. Like, listen, I'm dead ass. Like, cause I'm a fan. I'm a fan of basketball. So when I watch a lot of these players and they get these injuries and stuff like that, my first thought in mind was like, well, nigga, you need to be in the gym.
You need to work out.
You need to do legs, bro.
Yeah. You need to work out in the summer to get ready for the season.
The reason why you broke your you cracked your ACLs because it's flimsy. Ain't no.
No.
Byron
crunches,
today,
my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Byron today could probably drop 20. Average.
listen, you could tell.
No, but I'm just saying, when you talk about guys that talk about MJ couldn't play in this era, MJ would average 40 in this era.
Byron, you ain't got to tell me, man. You ain't got to sell that to me.
You know what I'm saying? But you know
what I'm saying?
But going back to this generation, like you said, not accepting or willing to say, I want to learn from the past on why they were successful. It's different. It's just a different time right now. And it's crazy to me that, like I said, when I was coaching, that I would have to tell guys, shit like that. Or the fact that we would say, all right, we're running a 3-man weave and then we're going to go 4 and 5 man. And guys would look at me and look at each other and be like, what's that?
That's
So you don't know what a 3-man weave is?
crazy.
I swear to God, Shawn, you don't know what a 3-man, you were in a lottery pick. You played high school, went to 1 year of college, obviously, and you don't know what a 3-man weave is?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is that the system's fault in college?
High school.
Yeah,
High school? High school?
It's going to high school now.
It's AAU.
Because it's all AAU travel ball now.
Yeah.
They don't teach
So
that.
they don't teach them shit.
It's a run and gun type.
Yeah. So
that's what they learn growing up.
They don't teach them shit.
Yeah.
They don't teach them shit. So one of the reasons the NBA is so full of European players,
right?
Because they
teach them
fundamentally
shit.
sound.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. They have fundamentals.
Them fucking guys come over here. They already know how to play. They already know how to shoot. They already know how to pass, and they fundamentally taught footwork, all that shit. That Kobe was a stickler for.
Yeah.
They've taught. So when they come over here, Pedro Stojakovic, when he came over here, and I was assistant coach at Sacramento when he came, right? He's like, shit, NBA easy. Y'all only practice once a day. We practice twice a day in Europe. The first 3 hours is all fundamentals. Then we go and we come back that night and then we practice.
It shows.
Yeah. So that's
Big
why
time.
it's just these kids now, it's crazy.
I want to suggest a rule for the NBA, right? Mr. Silvers, are you listening?
What rule might that be?
You are limited the amount of 3-pointers that you can shoot.
We just talked
got
about
another
it.
one, didn't we?
A game.
You Shawn's a fan.
Yeah.
See, he
Knock
knows.
it off.
Please.
Sean's a fan. He knows.
Please.
All right, Shawn, look, we're going to get you out of here on this question.
Yeah.
Give us, because we'll sit here and talk about that shit all day.
But knock it off.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't Steph Curry.
Damn, boy, he's just perfect. Boy,
Knock it off.
We
Shawn,
just
you
talked about that.
We just talked about that.
And this
earlier.
comes from a fan.
Yeah, but it's
I
perfect.
have no authority in sports. I've never coached anything. I've never even played organized leagues as a kid. I'm just a fan. And as a fan, I am tired of the 3-ball. I'm tired of it.
Y'all heard it.
Y'all would rather do a fast break and stop at the top of the key.
Crazy.
What are you doing? The rim is right there. It's science. The closer you are to the rim, the more than likely the shit will go in.
The percentages go up higher.
The percentages go up higher. The closer you are to that round thing.
Shawn, you're an advocate of exactly what we talked about.
All right,
and
cool.
we just gonna hit you with this because we talked about this earlier with the NBA because the viewership is down big time.
Yeah.
And what you just said is one of the reasons that we said it's down because they just shooting threes all over the place. Nobody's playing defense. The game of basketball has always been a game where you have 5 guys that play together, and that is gone. That is gone. But anyway.
And hold on. Can I do a shout out?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Shout out to some of my favorite players. Anthony Edwards.
Okay. We talked about Anthony.
He a damn dog.
Yes, he is.
Wait. Before you finish that. Can you give us your top 5 players?
My top 5 of all time?
Yeah.
Or how about your top 5 favorite players?
Yeah.
Top 5? MJ.
Yeah, because you just said
MJ.
Anthony Edwards was one of them.
MJ. Magic. I was just watching some highlights of him. Crazy. Julius.
Yes, sir. Homage to the
AI.
Yes,
there you go.
Because he was tough.
Yeah.
Tough as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I used to go to the Sixer games a lot. And just to hear the thud of him falling on the fucking hardwood and get up and still bust 36.
Get right back up.
Oh,
easily.
I want to say this too before I do my fifth. I'm sorry. Anytime you fix your mouth to say in public, I will not be playing back-to-back games.
We talk about that too.
Hey, that's your Philly guy. Yeah. That's your Philly guy, Shawn. I'm just saying. Woo! Hey, he said that shit. I was like, what?
Come on. Did I say Kobe?
You did not.
Thank you.
Okay. Kobe's one of them. Okay, so Shawn, you've from Philly.
Yeah.
You know Kobe, you know all these guys from Philly. Give us one of your favorite Kobe stories.
It's embarrassing.
Oh.
Because
I know it was on the basketball court.
Yep. I was playing a charity basketball game. And Kobe was there. And he was playing on our squad. And again, I never played with a professional like that in my life. So I'm at the top. Kobe does some hoop and passes it to me. That thing goes bing.
Damn. Wait.
Kobe gave me a look.
I thought you were going to say, I caught a dime.
Nope.
Went to the hole.
Yeah,
Kobe gave me a look.
I thought that percentage was really big. He went to the hole.
Nah. Kobe gave me a look and said, motherfucker. I was like,
oh, man.
Again, there's levels to this shit. And that moment, that let me know that I am not a basketball player. All you dudes that play recreational and all that other stuff, y'all might be cool. Y'all might impress the street dudes and all this other stuff. But when you get with the Candace Parkers of the world,
hey.
and all those other dogs,
yeah,
in the WNBA.
Oh, they'll wear some people out.
What?
They'll wear some of these dudes out that think they can play.
Come on, that's why that's why I respect the hell out of just athletes in general. But because basketball is one of my favorite sports, I respect it. I respect what y'all do. I respect. Again, I got friends. Like, y'all my homies I've seen what it's done to y'all bodies, the wear and tear, the tendinitis that, I got friends that walk weird now because they've been bouncing up and down on that hardwood since they were kids.
Yeah.
Like, I respect that because y'all gave us some of the most inspirational moments of our lives. That's why we watch, to be inspired, not just to sit and see if somebody dropped 40.
Yeah.
But to be inspired. We're inspired by the Steph Currys. We're inspired by the Ja Morants. We're inspired by the Trae Youngs and all those guys. Like we see that and we go, wow. Because it's y'all next level. Even if y'all don't look at it, you look at yourselves that way.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all do things that normal humans just don't do.
Can't do.
Yeah.
So it's always an honor. And I'll be the first to admit, like, it's dope to say that you're my friend, but I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to tell you.
It goes both ways now. You know that.
You know what I mean? I watched you on TV as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but we looking at you too as
exactly.
We are fans.
I say it goes both ways.
Yeah, no, I dig. And again, some things are just don't have to be said.
Yeah, there you go.
And the funny thing about Cole is that, like, even when he was in the Lakers, because he would come by the studio from time to time, because we had a studio in Philadelphia. So he'd come by and say, what's up, pull up. And even like some of my fondest moments is us just dapping each other and leaving. Because Kobe was kind of like that guy.
Yeah,
he was that type of dude.
Yeah.
He would see me, I'd give him a, he'd be like, what's up, nigga? I'd be like, what's up?
Yep.
Would dap him. You good? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, good. All right, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that was just understanding.
Mad respect.
There's just mad respect.
Yeah, it's just mad respect.
And sometimes between men, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
All right, Shawn, we definitely gonna get you out on this.
Yeah, dude, I love this, man. I really did, man. I enjoyed this.
Is there
I'm like 10 minutes away.
Is there any chance you can serenade our viewers before we get you off this show?
I might sing my verse. I go. Okay, let me see. Darling, I never showed you. Assumed you'd always be there. I took your presence for granted, but I always cared, and I miss the love we shared. Whoa.
Damn, boy, goddamn.
Damn.
Woo! That's it for the show, shit.
Yo,
my brother. Thank you for coming by, bro.
Yo.
You know we love you, dog. You know we love
Come
you.
on, man.
Thank you so much.
Is there, you got anything, what you got going on, projects, anything before you leave?
Actually, you know what's funny? I just started a website called Shawn's Guitar School. I started playing guitar for like 10 years. Yeah, and I fell in love with guitar. Now I play it all the time. And I started playing at 42. And now I do shows and the whole 9 yards with it. So I just want to inspire the people who are my age, maybe a little younger, who felt like they could never play the guitar. Like, I want you to know you can.
Okay.
And my website teaches you. Very simple.
Oh, wow.
Very simple. I guarantee in 3 days, if you do my lessons, you will not only be playing the guitar, you will be playing actual songs.
No shit.
No shit. I'll let you borrow some of my guitars. You can go to the course. I guarantee you 3 days, you'll be playing. You'll be playing.
So does that mean I can go on tour with you then?
They don't get that. See, quick
you know,
jump in the jam. You just jump in the jam.
How about this? Through God, all things are possible.
And that's another episode of Byron Scott's Fast Break.
Oh, man.
Shawn Stockman, Boyz II Men, man. Thank you for watching Byron Scott's Fast Break. If you like what you saw, here's some more videos. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.